Hi everybody and welcome to my channel. My name is Diana and today's video we will be making Birria de Res. It is a Mexican dish and it's very delicious. So here are our ingredients to start with. Today we're going to go ahead and use boneless beef chuck roast. Since the supermarket sells the beef this way, I'm going to go ahead and use half of this. I'm not going to use the whole thing. I will use some short ribs. And I use short ribs because it has the bone and it gives a lot of flavor to the consommé. So there's about 3 short ribs to the package. So I'm using 2 packages. We have our chiles, nice deveined, no seeds, and remove the stem. There are about 6 chile guajillos and 4 pasillas. These are our pasillas and these are our guajillos. We got 4 large Roman tomatoes that I will go ahead and wash, cut, and we'll go ahead and remove this core stem. We got our 2 small white onions, 2 garlic cloves, 2 bay leaves, a tablespoon of our oregano, dry oregano. We got white distilled vinegar, which is about 2 tablespoons, about a teaspoon and a half of cumin. We got about 4 cloves, about a teaspoon of our black peppercorn, and maybe a pinch of the cinnamon stick, about this small. It's all crumbled because I just cut it off the tip of our cinnamon stick, and that's what we'll be using. We're gonna use our kosher salt. Never use fine salt or table salt. I always use kosher salt. I'm gonna use our extra virgin olive oil. So right now we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cut our vegetables first before I cut my meat. So bear with me and we'll come back once I got everything. So I don't know if I mentioned it earlier. So I was gonna do 2 small white onions. So I cut in these small white onions. I cut my tomatoes. I have all my ingredients. I'm gonna go ahead and start frying our vegetables and our ingredients for our consommé. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the stove to medium heat. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add about 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and this is only so I can fry all my vegetables and my chiles, everything I need. I'm gonna go ahead and start with our tomatoes and onions, and then move on with our spices and our chilies. Okay, while our pot is getting hot with our oil, I'm going to go ahead and start with cutting our meat, which I'm only going to use half of it. So I have my half of the chuck roast that I'm going to use. I cut the other part I'm going to use for tacos for tomorrow. But for now I'm going to go ahead and cut this half of my other chuck roast. And I'm going to see you when I get back after I'm done cutting the meat. Bueno, regresar. Nuestro olla ya está caliente. Our pot is nice and hot. Put a little salt. Make sure it was nice and hot, but I'm going to go ahead and I test it out. Nice and hot. I'm going to go ahead and add our tomatoes and onions. We're going to go ahead and so we're gonna go ahead and stir this up. Get that nice and cooked. When it starts cooking, I'm gonna turn up a little bit of the heat. I'm gonna add our, and let this cook for a little bit, about a minute or two. Okay, so I already go ahead and cut up my meat, the chuck roast. I cut it in big chunks. There's some that are smaller, but this has la grasita, the fat on it. So we cut it. We don't want it too small. We want everything to cut to cook evenly. I'm gonna go ahead and open this. But first, I'm gonna go ahead and cook our tomato, onions, and the rest of our spices, and our seasoning, and our chile guajillo. And I'm just going ahead and finish cooking this, and we'll get back to you once about a minute or two. Get this cooked. So earlier I forgot to mention that I needed to put the garlic cloves as well with the onions and tomatoes. So I want to go ahead and I put it in, as you can see. So right at this moment, everything is starting to get nice and soft and tender. We're gonna go ahead and add the rest of our ingredients, our chiles. They've been nice and cleaned out. Our canela, our cinnamon, our black peppercorn, our cumin, our cloves, our bay leaves, oregano, and our vinegar. Okay, and when you go and use about 2 tablespoons of salt. Okay, tablespoon and a half down there. And this is for right now. And we're gonna go ahead and later on we're gonna go ahead once everything is cooking in our pot in the future, we're gonna go ahead and also taste for more salt. But at this point we're only gonna use that much and let that cook. So let that cook for a couple of 30 seconds to a minute. Okay, about 30 seconds to a minute has passed, so we're gonna go ahead and add about a liter of water. I'm gonna add about a liter of water. So I'm gonna add a little bit more water on that. I add the water and I'm gonna go ahead and let that cook. And once it starts to boil, we're gonna go ahead and remove all the heat. And then we're gonna go ahead and start the next process of our birria de res. Okay, so this is now boiling, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the heat of the stove. I'm gonna go ahead and transfer everything to the blender. And then I'm gonna go ahead and transfer everything to my pot. I already have my short ribs, everything in the bowl. I'm gonna transfer it into our pot. So I'm gonna do it right now. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and put this here in our pot. Piece of meat almost fell, but I saved it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put our meat here, our cut meat, and then put this here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put it in our blender and then blend it up. So I'm gonna go ahead and transfer everything to the blender. I'm gonna go ahead and blend it. Our chilies, our tomatoes, everything here, I'm gonna go ahead and blend it. And then once I get it blend, we'll go ahead and transfer it into here. And then I'll get back to you once I have everything blended. So I already got everything blended. I still have to blend the rest of it. I got this blended. I'm gonna go ahead and add it to my pot with our meat. At this point, you don't need to strain nothing. I'm gonna add all our ingredients in here. And we're gonna go ahead and continue. After everything's added here, I'm gonna add a little bit more water just so it covers the meat. And I want to go ahead and I'm gonna show you in a bit. So we'll get back to you in a bit, okay? Okay, I blended everything up, and I'm gonna go ahead and turn on our stove to medium. Well, actually medium high. Until once it boils, then we're gonna lower it down to medium low. So we're gonna cook that for about, once it boils, gets to a boil point, we'll go ahead and cook it for at least 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours. Or when the meat is falling apart off the bones and nice and soft. So we'll see you when the meat is done. So it's been about 3.5 hours to 4. I just want to make sure this is nice and tender. When the foam falls off like this, that means the meat's already tender. So at this point, it's already done. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the stove. And I don't know if you can see, there's a lot of grasa, fat, grease on top of it, of the liquid, of the consomme. I'm gonna go ahead and remove it. I've been already removing it. And this is what I want me to use for my tortillas to cook them. I'm gonna make some tacos with these. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna remove all this grease that's on top of the consomme, most of it. So then I'll get back to you as soon as I'm done with this. So I removed most of the grasita. There's still kind of some of it in there, but I'm gonna go ahead and remove all the meat that I want to go ahead and remove all the meat and separate the consomme with the carne and the bones. And I'm gonna go ahead and start deshebrando. I guess shred the meat. Deshebrada. So I'm gonna go ahead and shred the meat. I'm gonna go ahead and start transferring these meat to the different to a bowl. So we'll be back soon. I'm gonna go ahead and transfer to a bowl. So here I have all my carne deshebrada, or shredded beef from earlier. I took out the bones, excessive fat, excessive any cartilage, any skin that is on our carne that's not supposed to be there. I basically threw that away. We don't need that. And I have our consomme, which I'm gonna heat up, and our carne, heating up to make tacos. Our skillet, which I just turned on, put it on medium high. And go ahead and move this just aside. I don't want to burn. I got our cilantro. I cut up some cilantro. Cut up some our white onion. Our grease from the consomme. And the salsa. Red salsa I made for the birria. It's 1 large red tomato. Roman tomato. About 4 chilies de árbol. 4 chiles de árbol. And about 2 medium-sized tomatillos. 2 tomatillos, 1 large tomate. And I blend it up with some salt and a little bit of onion and garlic. That's it. Blend it up and salt for taste. So you want to go ahead and heating up the meat. I'm going to go ahead and heat up our tortillas here. So I have our tortillas. These are small tortillas, as you can see. Um, the Mexican store that I went to ran out of the larger tortillas, the ones that I like. These tortillas, because you really want to get tortillas that are not too um, flimsy, because they tear too easily. So I'm gonna get some of this oil and pour it on the tortillas. It's gonna give that extra flavor to the tortillas. And I'm putting this. I'm gonna get our tongues and start cooking these. And you basically want them all both sides to make it like a red color, an orange color, where you want to, however you want to see it. And I'm gonna make tacos out of these. See, that's how you want to have it. Or you can make it darker. Or you don't want to, you don't have to. But I do it because I like it. We all like it like that. A little bit more of that oil. Make sure you don't have the stove too hot. Lower it down for just a little bit. So, yep. So this is getting delicious. And that's going too hot. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue doing this, and we'll be back soon. Also, I forgot to mention that I bought some cheese that we have to put on. I'm gonna use this queso Oaxaca. Bought it at the Mexican store. Basically, it's like string cheese. You can use mozzarella if you want, but I decided to make it with Oaxaca cheese. So I'm gonna go ahead and I didn't want my tortillas to burn, so I turned it off. I'm gonna put these cheese so it can melt, and then we're gonna put our shredded beef, and once it's done, and then we'll go ahead and assemble our tacos. Okay, so stay tuned. Continuamos con este video. We continue to this video. We have our taquitos, our tacos. These are smaller, as I told you earlier. My Mexican store ran out of the bigger tortilla. So los tacos ya están. Les puse un platito. Y voy a agarrar un consomé. Un poquito de consomé. Un poquito de carnita. Then se le echa el carnita en carnita adentro del consomé. Put a little shredded beef inside the consomé. And forgive me, I'm going back and forth on Spanish and English, but I've been doing this all my life, so forgive me. So we got our shredded beef or consomme, and then we're gonna go ahead and add some little bit of onion. And it just depends on how you like it. A little bit cilantro. And everybody's different. You know, if you don't like cilantro, you don't have to put cilantro. If you don't like onion, you don't have to put onion. It just depends on your taste. And then on your tacos, you can add a little bit of onion, as much as you want. If you love onion, you can put a whole bunch of onion. If you don't, then just put just a sprinkle, or don't. Or you don't have to. A little bit of cilantro. Cilantro. You get your salsa that I made, like I explained earlier today. So then I a little bit of salsita. And if you don't want salsa, then don't put any. Not that spicy. It's delicious. And a little bit of salsita. Oh, salsita here. And okay, so here are the tacos that I made, and the consomme. So it's time for a taste test. Nice and delicious. It has carnita, cebolla, and cilantro. The consomme. And a little bit of spicy salsa, which is not spicy. So. Delicious. It is so good. It might be a little fattening, but it's not for. This is not keto, okay? I don't think it's keto, but it is delicious. And of course, it's not vegan, but here's our taco and everything. I'm gonna go ahead and taste it, dunk it, and then do this. Delicious. So I strongly suggest and I strongly try my recipe. You will love them. It is delicious, and you can add some lemon as well. I don't like it too much citrusy, too much lemon. But if you want lemon, you can always squeeze a little lemon. But it's perfect. It's delicious. And from my home, my kitchen to yours, and if you can subscribe to my channel. I am new at this, so I hope you like this recipe, and please subscribe. Link on the notification bell, and go ahead and like my video. And thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys watching this, and I want to go ahead and give you my recipe, and I hope you enjoy this. Thanks for watching. Bye.